So not that long ago, I woke up one morning and the very first thought I had was, oh, now I understand why people have a midlife crisis. And I think I had always just thought that, people struggled with getting older in their age and things like that. And it occurred to me that it wasn't just about that, at least for me. It was like, oh, it is an identity crisis. And I was like, whoa, now that I relate to, I understand that. I understand this identity crisis. And although I was like, okay, God, you and I, we are not going to allow this to be a crisis. But I realized how important identity is, because you go from being this full-time mom and wife and doing all the things. And in my case, as a homeschool mom. And so just with my kids all the time for so many years. And so you go from that and having all their friends over and the house is just lively and there's so much energy and so many things to do. And then suddenly it's like, whoa, okay, what is my purpose now? Who am I? And that is why identity is so important in midlife, because if you don't know who you are apart from any kind of role that you play in life, you are going to struggle and you're going to feel like you don't know what your purpose is. And so knowing who God says that you are always, especially in this season of transition, it is so critical. So that is definitely the foundation of this new program that I'm launching called Life After Lunch. Foundation is identity, who God says you are. It is important to sit with the Lord and not just know what Scripture says, although that is so extremely important to know who God says we are in His Word, but to also sit with Him and hear from Him who He says I am, who He says you are. That is such an important work that is worthy of our time, to hear the specific words. And I have spent hours and hours and hours with the Lord saying, remind me who you say I am. What is the name that you call me? What are the specific things that you have placed inside me that you want me to now go and give back to the world, because this is who I am in you. And so if you haven't done that, I encourage you to sit with the Lord and to know your true identity.